The night it all began, Claire Mitchell couldn't shake the feeling that something terrible was about to happen. The quiet streets of Cedarville, Ohio, usually calm by midnight, carried an unsettling chill that evening. Claire, a 32-year-old journalist for the Cedarville Gazette, had just finished an article about a missing man who disappeared 3 weeks ago, a case that had the whole town whispering. The missing man's name was Ethan Cole, a respected local contractor, known for his honesty and charm. One morning, he simply never showed up at work. His car was found abandoned by Lake Harrison, keys still inside. No signs of foul play, yet nothing about it felt right. Claire had been following the story closely, not because it was her assignment, but because she knew Ethan. He was a close friend, someone who once helped her fix a leak in her old apartment. He wasn't the kind of man who vanished without a word. That night, Claire sat at her desk, sipping coffee gone cold, scrolling through Ethan's last text messages to her. The final one, sent at 10:48 p.m. the night before he vanished, read, "Greater than, Claire, I think I found something big. Can we talk tomorrow? It's about the old mill." The old mill. Just outside town, the Harrison paper mill had been shut down for years, ever since a mysterious fire burned half of it down. Locals said the place was haunted, but Claire didn't believe in ghost stories. Still, the mention of the mill sent a shiver down her spine. Chapter 1, The Letter. The next morning, as Claire walked into the newsroom, she noticed an envelope sitting on her desk. There was no name on it, just a wax seal, the kind nobody used anymore. Inside was a single sheet of paper with typed words. "Greater than, if you want the truth about Ethan, go to the old mill tonight. Come alone." Her heart raced. Someone knew she was investigating. Someone wanted her there. She showed the note to Detective Mark Sullivan, a seasoned cop with graying hair and sharp instincts. Mark frowned. "This could be a setup, Claire. Whoever sent it might be trying to scare you off, or worse." "I can't just ignore it," she said firmly. "If there's a chance it'll lead me to Ethan, I have to go." Mark sighed. "At least take this," he said, handing her a small recording device. "Keep it running, no matter what happens." Chapter 2, The Mill at Midnight. The old mill stood like a skeleton against the foggy horizon. Its rusted metal walls creaked with every gust of wind. Claire parked her car near the entrance and turned on her recorder. She stepped inside. Dust floated through the air, catching the light of her flashlight. Her footsteps echoed down the long, hollow corridor. "Ethan," she called out softly. No answer. Then, a sound, a faint metallic clang from upstairs. Claire climbed the staircase slowly, her flashlight trembling in her hand. At the top floor, she saw a flicker, a flashlight beam darting across the far wall. Someone else was here. "Who's there?" she shouted. The light turned toward her. A tall man stepped out of the shadows, face half covered by a hood. "You shouldn't have come, Claire," he said in a low voice. Her heart pounded. "Who are you? Do you know what happened to Ethan?" The man hesitated, then dropped the hood. It was Ethan. Chapter 3, The Secret. Claire froze. "Ethan, you're alive." He nodded, eyes darting nervously toward the window. "Keep your voice down. They're watching." "Who's watching?" "The people behind the mill fire. I found out what they were hiding. It wasn't just an accident, Claire, it was arson. They burned the place to cover up something worse." "What could be worse than that?" Ethan pulled out a small flash drive. "Proof. Financial records, names, dates. The town's biggest investors, the same ones funding the new housing project by the lake. They've been laundering money through fake contracts. When I discovered it, they tried to silence me." Claire felt a chill crawl down her spine. "So you faked your disappearance?" "I had to. If they thought I was dead, they'd stop looking. But someone found out I'm still alive." Before Claire could respond, a sudden crash echoed through the building. Ethan's eyes widened. "Run," he whispered. Chapter 4, The Chase. Claire and Ethan sprinted down the dark corridor. Behind them, footsteps thundered closer. A voice shouted, "Stop them." They burst through a side door into the rain-soaked night. Claire's car was parked only a few yards away. Ethan jumped into the passenger seat as she started the engine. As they sped off, headlights appeared in the rearview mirror, a black SUV following close behind. "Who are they?" Claire yelled. "People you wouldn't believe," Ethan said. "One of them is on the city council." Claire swerved onto a dirt road leading toward the woods. The SUV followed, tires skidding on the wet ground. Suddenly, a gunshot rang out, shattering the back window. Claire screamed but kept driving. They finally reached a narrow bridge. Ethan shouted, "Go right. There's a cabin ahead, we can hide there." She turned sharply and drove down a small path until the cabin appeared. The SUV stopped behind them but didn't follow. Whoever was chasing them had vanished into the storm. Chapter 5. The Truth Revealed. Inside the cabin, Ethan plugged the flash drive into Claire's laptop. Files opened, spreadsheets, scanned documents, and photos. The evidence was overwhelming. Dozens of fake construction contracts, all tied to Mayor Leonard Hayes, the town's most powerful man. "This will destroy him," Claire whispered. Ethan nodded. "That's why he wants me gone." Suddenly, a voice came from the doorway. "And now you both are." They turned. It was Mayor Hayes himself, holding a pistol. His expensive coat was soaked from the rain, but his expression was ice cold. "I told you to stay out of this, Claire," he said. "You should have listened." Ethan stepped in front of her. "You won't get away with this." The mayor sneered. "Who's going to stop me?" "You." The dead man. But just then, sirens wailed in the distance. Red and blue lights flashed through the trees. Hayes turned to run, but Detective Mark Sullivan appeared behind him, gun drawn. "Drop the weapon, Mayor." Chapter 6. Justice at Dawn. By sunrise, the scene was swarming with police. Hayes was arrested, along with 3 of his business partners. The evidence on the flash drive was more than enough to bring him down. Claire sat on the cabin porch, watching the mist rise over the lake. Ethan, finally safe, sat beside her. "I owe you my life," he said quietly. She smiled faintly. "No. You owe me an exclusive interview." They both laughed, the tension breaking at last. Weeks later, Claire's article, "The Fire That Burned the Truth," made front-page news across the state. Cedarville was no longer a quiet town of secrets. Justice had finally been served. But sometimes, when Claire drove past the old mill, she couldn't help but glance at the broken windows and wonder how many other secrets still lay hidden in the ashes.